There we go. Hi, everybody.
Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
I was talking to myself for a second there.
Oh.
Well, come on, everyone. I am
Hi,
welcome,
everyone.
joined with none other than Josh with a pen himself over there that screen. And let me know if the jacuzzi sound is too loud. I can tone it down.
Please be louder than the bubbles. Oh my
Please be
god.
louder than the bubbles. Hold on.
King, please. Hey, Ryan, welcome in.
How's everybody doing?
Trung, please don't put the screen in the tub, okay?
Wait, don't what?
The screen, the TV you have on there, don't put it in the tub.
Oh, check this out. I even got this. So we can switch between buttons. So when you're
I'm
talking,
sorry.
when you're talking, you'll be the main focus right there.
Oh, okay. Yep, don't look at Trung, anyone.
And we can even see the everyone viewing too.
Oh,
we got
Trung built a whole set for this. Oh no, I feel special now. Oh no.
we got a whole entire set going.
It's
Even
freaking
Josh here,
crazy.
right here.
Wow. Oh, hello.
So I
Right
just want to
next,
tell
right
you know
next to you. Holy
there's
cow.
always that thing about streamers being hot tub streamers being getting the most views. I was like, oh, I'm still doing it with this setup. Let's just get the hot stream going.
That'll be fun. It'll be really, really fun. I really honestly think that
Just for everyone that don't know who Josh is. Josh is an amazing streamer over on Twitch who is branching off just a little bit on YouTube.
just a smidge, okay?
Just a
Just a
smidge.
smidge. Okay, I'm 3 away. 4 away. I don't even know. I haven't checked. 4 away from 100, so it's fine.
Actually, two. You're at 98. So if you
No
haven't already,
way.
yeah, if you haven't already, please go follow Josh. If I'm able to. I'm not a full-time regular streamer as Josh, so I do not know how to do all the commands. I don't even know if I have a bot set up properly right now. But I could type in Josh's link in chat somehow.
Oh, please.
Oh, you don't even have a link, do you, Josh?
I don't. I really don't. I'm 2
Oh,
away from having a link. Are you kidding
oh
me?
my God! Everyone go follow Josh.
Way
The
to
link.
way to
I
rub it in. Way to
wait.
rub
No,
it
no.
in.
I know the
You
link
just no. You
is in the
rubbed it in.
description.
You no. You rubbed it in. You rubbed it in.
I know the link for Josh's YouTube is in the description,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
and Josh is also 1,000 away from followers on Twitch as well. So follow on both
I'm
platforms.
1,000 away
I
from
mean, almost at
1,000 away.
1,000.
I'm just gonna start streaming, y'all. Just so you know, I just gonna start.
Oh man, it's been a long day.
Listen, yeah, it has been for me too. It's all good. Found out
Oh,
Becca just bent over, hurt her back, and she's dealing with that, but that's all right.
ooh, hi Becca. If you're
If
watching,
you're watching,
feel
if you're
better.
watching, I hope you feel better as well too. Marie, thanks for the sub. You're so
Yay,
nice.
101, Josh. Check that out.
101? No way. Really? No way.
Wait, is 100 the custom link?
Yeah, 100 is a custom link.
How
I've
you?
been I've been grinding away so long.
Well, before we get to today's topic, I have a question for you. Would you think you'll be over time moving to YouTube, or would
I
you stay on Facebook only?
So as far as like Facebook, it's wrong. I don't stream on Facebook. If I did, my whole family would be watching. That'd be awkward as hell. Um, I would like to just stay over on like YouTube and only on like Twitch because those places are the places that I'm familiar with. We're trying to branch out to over to like TikTok to make videos and stuff like that, but just kind of taking content creation as a journey, like a whole encompassing thing, as opposed to just only YouTube or only Twitch, because doing only Twitch you really don't get far. I don't think. Not if you want to be like a content creator, and that's just for me though. So
You know, the one thing I like about Twitch they announced recently is you're actually going to get paid for the ads.
So listen, okay, here's the tea about that. All right. You get a certain percentage from ads. They raise that percentage from what streamers get right now up to 5%. And the only thing that they're attempting people to do is to like up their ads up to 7 minutes every half hour. Or sorry, 7 ads every half hour. So you can do 3 minutes of ads. And there's no way to skip those. Like your viewers have to watch those 3 minutes. And there's nothing about it. So I might keep it to what I have right now, which is just you know, a minute and a half every half hour for like newer viewers and stuff like that, because it just helps kind of like when somebody new comes into the stream, you know, they don't have any pre-roll ads. But if you want them removed from your like completely from your channel, you would have to have, you know, those 3 minutes worth of ads. So double it would equate to 7 different ads basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it would, and you have to watch them. So it's just kind of like, okay, that's fine. Well, while the revenue comes in, the other side of it from like the content creation standpoint is that in order to remove, you know, that entirely, you would have to, you know, walk into 7 ads every time you walked into a stream, or every half hour you're watching a stream if you aren't subscribed. So I mean, it would be good as an incentive to, you know, more subscriptions, but for me as a viewer, I would be like, damn, I'm trying to check out a streamer and I'm a half hour into the stream, I'm rocking, I'm driving, and then I get hit with 7 ads. I'm just gonna see my way out of there.
You know, Twitch would benefit a lot if they had like a TikTok platform of you just scrolling through, get a little clip of everybody. It's like, hey,
So actually, which is actually updating that too, where you can search for a category, and anybody that search for a category, I'm not sure when it's going to be live or anything like that. Some people might have access to it already, but what you would basically do is you search for a category, so like Animal Crossing, and you would go on there, and so you click on it, and you're able to catch little snippets of the stream, for up to about 30 seconds before you can make a decision, which is really like it's a step in the right direction for like advertisements and for like discoverability on Twitch. But it's not quite there yet. So it's not all it seems to be cracked out to be. But it's getting there. So positive steps, you know?
so I was talking to a friend about this. They said Twitch is only doing this because a lot of people are leaving it for YouTube, and Twitch needed a way to retain people.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, a lot of people would be, because the discoverability is there on YouTube. I started on YouTube, and one of like my second or third video that I posted on there, because I had the right search algorithms and I had like one of my mods helping me out try to figure all that stuff out. I My like second or third video I posted had 1.6K views,
What?
because it just
Wow.
happened, because the search terms were right. Now, I didn't get a lot of watch hours off of that because people were just kind of like seeing it being like, what the heck is this being advertised to me for? But that's just how it goes on YouTube. You find the right search algorithm, you find the right things, and you have the right tools and the right people that know the know-how, like your discoverability on YouTube is really high because it's associated with Google. People could go to Google, type in whatever they wanted, and if it matched with what you put your search terms to be for like your tags for your videos, boom, there you go.
That's
No,
true.
and all of a sudden you've got videos that have like millions of views, and not saying that all those views were all the way through, not saying that, you know, people like enjoyed that content creator or anything like that. No, 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 no. That's just the possibility of you getting noticed is higher. Like, and I'm like, and that's just my experience. And this was all explained to me because one of my mods, Ang, who I recently added on when I started playing Sky, mentioned it. uh,
I think HB is
um,
keeping an account in chat.
Luna demands pets. Um, you got a boba, dude? Where's my boba though? I just
Oh,
have this water.
listen,
Oh,
you opted for video. If you didn't do video, I was actually going to create a PNG of you with different forms I could click buttons for. So, and originally, see, here's the thing. With VTubing, originally you weren't even going to be you. Originally, I was gonna have an artist recreate Pen. For those that don't know, Josh is I'm not sure if I'm going to say this correctly. His mascot is this lovely
right.
blue pen named Inky, and
Where's
I'll
my inky? Show my inky on screen. I can't. I don't got control. This would be the
well
appropriate time to be like, "Where's the inky?"
this would be an appropriate time if I knew how to do this properly.
Here, look. I got Inky right here. Hold on, let me send you a file really quick.
Oh wait, yeah. Just
Yeah. You get what I'm putting down? You get what I'm putting down?
yeah. I can pull it up
Yeah.
on the screen. I hope.
Yeah.
I
Watch you
hope.
not be able. Watch you not be able. Then I'm gonna feel so bad.
Oh my god. You
Wait,
also.
now I can't find it. I'm nervous. Hold on. Wait,
Uh,
wait.
all right. While you look for it, I can share something real quick with everybody
Okay.
because being. I know we all have stereotypes of different people that are out there. One of the stereotypes about Asians is that we're really good with technology. So when I first started my first job, everyone gave me all the tech stuff and assumed I was able to do it. So I feel like that's the scenario right here where I was like, okay, can I do this? Can I actually show the screenshot that Josh is finding? There's Inky. Okay.
See, it just you download the image, and all you have to do is just upload it to your browser source as a picture, and
How
then
about
you can put
that?
it on screen.
I could just pull down your TV.
Nope.
I can pull down your TV.
Not you pulling down the chat. That's Inky down there below. There you go. Wow. Churong doesn't offer drinks to their guests. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a B1 bring your own drink stream.
Um, bring your own beverage. Okay.
Yes,
Got it.
I'm the best host
Um,
ever. Oh, but I don't feel like I gave Josh a proper introduction. Just for those that don't
oh,
actually know Josh, how can I describe Josh? He is one of the most generous streamers out there, specifically with fundraising. Literally every other week, it's just another fundraiser. And what's that face
no,
for? It's literally every
no,
other week. There's
no,
always a fundraiser in
no,
your stream.
no. Listen, you
Yes,
gotta have
yes.
clarification. You
No.
have to have clarification. There has to be clarification. Okay,
All
I
right.
am part of the Stream for a Cause stream team. Okay, right? That's what they're a charity. They're a nonprofit charity close to me. All right. I'm always fundraising. I always take donations for them because otherwise, why would I be part of the stream team?
Exactly.
However, I've only done two charity streams. Okay, I've only done two charity streams, and that's it. The rest of the stuff has been for I did something for Manda. uh, most of the time it's selfish and I'm doing subathon or that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
But listen, Josh is a very generous guy. And if you're over on, oh, why am I nervous? Let me stop that. Um,
Why are you nervous?
I have,
Chirong, please.
I'm still learning all the VTuber buttons. Like I got angry, I got blush, and this is the best one for Bree because Bree just showed up in chat. This
What
was
it
made
was?
by, this is made by the artist.
Oh no.
I
I
told,
just saw that. That's so funny.
I told the artist it's gonna be a hot tub stream. So
I'm so dead. That's funny.
I got,
That's so cursed. That's so cursed. Chirong, please.
I can't.
Um,
But
hey,
oh, so back to Josh. Josh. Also, there's this
hi.
game.
Hi. You know what? We're just gonna give him my when I get rated speech, so we can just we got this. Okay, are you ready? Hi, my name is Joshwithapen. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I stream on YouTube every Friday. And while I say I'm a variety streamer, I mainly stream Sky and play Sky Children of the Light, which is this really fun game. And I like to flex, so I'm gonna flex. I do have the developer, and their community managers always lurking in my chat. I was actually able to make contact with them, and yeah, it was really nice. It's really nice hanging out with them. So, two
And
times.
don't forget to mention Stream Raiders.
Oh, yeah, Stream Raiders all the time. Yes, I am also a Stream Raiders affiliate. And this just kind of gets into like what I was talking about earlier. When you're creating content like all over the place. You're not just creating content, on Twitch or on YouTube. There's Instagram posts to be made, which I'm sorely lacking on right now. TikToks to be made, Twitter posts to be made, to be planned out. You've got, your Twitch streams, your YouTube streams, videos to eventually be able to manage. But to get to the focus of the video is what does Josh do in his other life when he's managing all these things or not managing all these things? I work full time as an assistant manager in a fast food restaurant. So,
Josh is the manager for Beast Burgers.
Beast,
You
the heck is that?
don't know
Where
Beast
is that?
Burgers?
No, no,
What?
no.
Oh my god. So you know Mr. Beast, right? The one that gives out all the money and everything?
Yeah, sure.
I,
Yeah,
I'm a
Mr.
lost
Beast.
for.
Oh, hello.
Oh, sorry, that's my dog behind me. That's.
Oh, okay. I was
Did
like,
you?
did I just hear a dog over there? What's
Oh
going
my god.
on?
Give me 1 second. Let me open the door for her. I think she's
No
getting
worries,
hot
no
in
worries.
here.
No worries, no worries.
Okay, let's go outside.
Oh, chat, how you doing? Churong left me with y'all. Hi, Michelle. Welcome on in. You know what Beast Burgers is? Figgy. Hi, Figgy. Hi, Debs. Hey, HB. Ryan. Oh my God. Hi. Hi, Lydia.
So,
How are you
so,
doing? I'm just saying hi to everyone. It's fine. Hello. Not the freeze frame. It's fine.
so you
Me
could
and
tell,
Churong.
you could tell from this conversation, Josh is a very natural streamer. This just comes naturally to Josh.
Lots of practice, okay? Lots and lots and lots of practice. I did not. One of my first streams, it was not. I don't feel like it went very well. A lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, sure, sure, sure," but HB can tell you definitely a lot about one of the first streams and stuff that I had. It was very quiet, awkward. I learned a lot from like watching Becca, watching Blaine and just kind of just watching streamers in general on Twitch, and I just kind of learned a lot. And it took as much as I wanted from those streamers, and just kind of was like, "All right, I'm gonna make it my own. How do I do this? How do I do this Josh style?" If that makes sense.
Oh, that was actually going to be one of my questions for you. I was like, when did you start? And I was curious because for those that don't know, Becca with a book is Josh's wife. Amazing streamer as well. And I actually was through Becca, I actually found Josh. I remember that specifically. She rated you one day, and I was like, oh, I didn't know you had a husband. And then surprise, Josh.
Surprise! Hi. Trung didn't know that we were married for a long time. It was a big shock. It was just kind of like, Trung, how do you not know? Everyone knows.
I didn't know.
Hey, Maverick, welcome on in. How are you doing?
You're welcome on in, everyone. Sorry for not saying hi to chat earlier.
Oh, I
So
got
with
it. I got them. It's all good. I'll take care of
so
chat, Trung. You worry about you. You're interviewing. Go ahead.
well, I had a genuine question for Josh because for those that don't know, I work in management as well, but in the nonprofit sector, whereas Josh is in the for-profit. I was actually curious, how do you handle the staffing changes nowadays with cultural changes? Because that's something we've been having trouble with. Because I don't know what.
So,
Oh,
from a manager's point, and as far as like staffing and stuff like that goes, in a restaurant, it's the worst. In the especially fast food, it is the worst like staff turnover you'll ever see, even from like if you were working in an office. So it is complete. I would say that it would be completely different, but the way that the GM at my restaurant handles it is that he utilizes like myself or the other assistant managers just to try to get ideas. What can we do to put outreach that we're hiring? Is if for you as a like a nonprofit company, if you were having some staffing issues, I would really go for just kind of reaching out to the community and being like, look, we're a local nonprofit that helps out with X, Y, or Z, because I really don't know what it is that you do quite, except for it being nonprofit. And I would just be like, we need help to help run the office. Otherwise, this is no longer a thing. And I would just leverage that with like the community. And it's the same thing that I tell my GM all the time because I used to handle the staffing. I used to be a department manager for McDonald's and I was the staffing manager there. Now they trained me how to do like staffing and what I could do using their programs, using their like how to do scheduling, how to do their training. And it was just the most like intense thing that I'd ever learned. I learned so much about it more than if I could go to class or whatever. And I learned it all at McDonald's. So I took all of those things and I now offer it as advice to my GM. Making sure that people know that your hiring is important. That is the number one thing that I can't stress out enough. If you pass by a restaurant, or if you pass by a place of business and there is nothing out there that tells you, hey, we're in need, we need help, there is no way that you're going to have anybody walk into the door. There's no way that you're going to have anybody just kind of be like, all right, it's all good. It's just at the end of the day, it ends up becoming about taking like that outside perspective of how would I know that this place is hiring, and taking that perspective of I'm a potential person that wanting to be working for your company, and taking a look at it from there. What are the things that the company is doing that are going to help bring people in? What like advertisements are out there in the community? Do you have flyers? Do you post on websites? And now everything is online, right? After the pandemic, everything is online. You
Yeah.
got to make sure that you're out there. You have to make sure that your stuff is visible online too. I don't know. That's just my perspective from it. That's how they manage it, and it's still an issue. People still don't, we still only get a handful of applications a month. Like it's still difficult because at the end of the day, it is fast food. Um,
I yeah, I get that. But at the same time, see, I went through for my position, it's an education based. I went to
sure.
two different trainings, one in 2010 to give you a time frame, and one
Hmm.
recently. And the what I was told in management how to actually help out staff and everything was completely different. In 2010, I was told you cannot be their friend, you have to be hard, and and I said, okay, so this is what I was taught in 2010. And
Hmm.
then later on, now I'm noticing, especially ever since I started with Animal Crossing release in 2020, and then listen to you and every other streamer, mental health is a big deal. It's like you
Yep.
don't factor those in the training, which was interesting because I shared that recently with the training I was in. Because I was talking to another friend. They said on their first day they had a little like bouquet of flowers and some treats on their desk, like welcome on into the company. We don't do that. And I said, why don't we do this? Because
That's
it's just a
that's
sweet way of showing support.
that's something special. That like when I was hiring people at McDonald's and stuff like that, I made sure beforehand, before they came for orientation, I got their sizes for the uniforms, all the benefits that we offered, and when we were there for orientation, it's basically like this little care package. Here's your shoes, here's your uniforms, here's everything that we're gonna offer to you because you work for McDonald's or because you work for whatever. And I would do that just out of my own because I would have liked that if when I got hired. Like when I got hired at McDonald's, my experience getting hired was like, "Oh, you volunteered at a soup kitchen? That's freaking amazing. I want you." Period. And then, nothing else. There wasn't anything other special. And the rest of the stuff was just I was learning and I happened to just kind of like help myself grow as a manager because I made really good friends with the general managers. I made really good friends with the people around me because, and I was able to learn and grow from that. And it's about making those connections and not just making those connections, but you work with these people every single day. If you're there 40 hours a week, that is like a large percentage of your time every single week. So if I'm a newly hired employee, I want to know what I'm walking into. Is it like a family environment? Is it cozy? Is it somewhere where, if I say that my dog died, are they going to feel bad or are they just going to call the phone, pick up the phone and be like, look, it's just your dog fucking come into work?
Oh man, I've had those managers too. Those are some of the most heart-wrenching ones. It's so funny when my father passed away a few years ago. My boss was trying to tell me like, no, I want you home, but I still came to work out of the pure training I had when I was a kid. It's just like, no, 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 just take a mental health day, just
Yeah.
do it. But those
Yeah.
are some of the most valuable things. Oh, Michelle,
And what I'm a
um,
teacher. It's a thankless job. Yeah. You have to treat workers like they're people because they're not machines. They're people. Yeah, exactly, Figgy. I totally understand that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's completely true. I honestly it would just be it just ends up becoming about treating people like the way that you would have liked to be treated. It goes back down to the golden rule. It's the same way that you would, treat a customer that comes in and, or a client. You want to treat them like you would want to be treated. You want to, create that space, create the environment, I guess, that you would like to work in.
yeah,
And
exactly.
then and if you don't have that, then realizing that that's not happening is the first step. The second step would be like, all right, what are you going to do about it? Because there's a lot of managers that will be like, oh yeah, I know, that this and this and that is going wrong. I know that this is wrong. I know that this has happened in the past, and I know employees are getting treated, poorly or whatever. Um, and then they're just like, I'll fix it next time. I'll fix it next time. I'll fix it next time. And then it just never gets fixed. It never, like, nothing happens. There has to be that person that I always noticed that there had to be like that person to help support the GM, initiate whatever, or there had to be that person that always helped, push those initiatives through. Like there always has to be that person, because otherwise you just end up with, no welcome package, when you're working, when you've got a new person walking in, you're just kind of like, here's your desk. It's enough that I'm paying you. That's it. No. I did. And it was the same thing at McDonald's right before I left McDonald's. It was a lot of training that I was getting. It was kind of like, you have to make them feel like they're contributing to a team in a good environment, because if not, bye. There's 50 other jobs out the door as soon as I get out that door that are going to offer me a better place that I could try.
True.
Especially like in a fast food industry, especially in the way that the job market is right now.
Oh, right now it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
literally the worker's choice.
And that's how people do it. It's just kind of like, I'm gone. Like I even now, like I can't say that I'm not having those thoughts of my own where I'm like, should I stay here? Is this right for me? And I'm balancing decisions of being like, I don't know if fast food is enough for me anymore. I don't know if whatever. And it kind of is what got me into streaming to begin with. I wanted to do something where I wanted to feel like I was contributing, and then working at a fast food and feeding people. Yeah, sure, that's contributing. They come eat whatever, people need food, whatever. It's just not enough anymore. Not after, what people have been through in the pandemic, and having to, struggle and deal with things that they had never seen before in their lives. And I'm at a job where I'm not feeling like I'm contributing to this world. I'm not contributing to, you know, elevating this world. And I left. I left McDonald's. That's how I felt. That genuinely was how I felt until I ended up going to another fast food restaurant, because I'm like, I'm stuck in fast food. I have to have a job, period. Even if I have these feelings, like it's kind of hard because there are workers out there that are like, I have to have a job. I can't go, 2 or 3 weeks. There are people that have that don't have the luxury of going a couple of weeks without a paycheck.
Right. So it's so interesting you said that because I know a bunch of people that want to switch professions, like the field they're in, but it's so hard because they still need some kind of paycheck to pay for the monthly bills.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of, because I have friends that are nurses even that are just want to leave the profession, but it's like, what else can you do with your skill set, you know?
It's hard. It's hard when you've like tunneled yourself in, and it's kind of hard. It's something that you have to learn how to manage to be able to make that decision and know that it's okay to make that decision, because even if you get up there in age like 30, 40, 50, there are a lot of people out there in the world, and a lot of examples out there of people who were really, really successful because that one split decision that they made. What decision in your life are you going to make that is going to, make or break how successful you are in your life? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about you, but this is one thing I admire about the younger generation. To give everyone an idea, like I'm 34, and I was talking to my boss about this. It's like for me and my boss, for us to make any changes in the career pathing, we need a plan A, backup plan, backup plan to that backup plan before we take the next step because we don't want to risk anything. But one thing I do admire about the younger generation, because I was talking to the staff that are in the early 20s, they're like, oh yeah, this doesn't work out. I'm just gonna do something else, but I'm gonna just jump head first into this. I wish I had that ability because I can actually see you, Josh, making it big with streaming because you have the personality. You actually care. You genuinely actually care about your viewers, and yeah, so it's just I I'm not sure what I said makes sense, but that's one thing I admire about the younger generation and their ability to just be able to jump forward and head first into anything they desire to do. Whereas for me, I want to make sure I get the certification. I want to make sure I got my ducks in a row. Healthcare, for example, I gotta make sure I have the health insurance just in
Yep.
case.
And that's the thing too. It was a struggle there for a little bit, because at McDonald's I had all these benefits. And then I know that because of that experience, I know that if I do decide to make another move where I'm leaving this job, I have to have all that stuff lined up. I have to, because I can't leave it like I did before at McDonald's. I left. So at McDonald's as a department manager, I was making quite a bit of money. I had a 401k all set up. I had healthcare. I had 5 weeks of vacation. I had every week at least one guaranteed weekend a month off. And I left all of those things because of how bad the environment was, because I made that decision that this isn't right for me. This isn't right. I don't like the direction that it was going. I didn't like how long of the hours they were requiring me to work, and how much blame they were putting on me and how much pressure they were putting on me to try to hire during a pandemic. Because I was, at the time right before I left, it was just kind of like they were putting all of that pressure on me, trying to come up with ways to like make everything perfectly right for the restaurant, just to and do that by improving staffing. And then they weren't like giving me the tools almost, but giving me all the blame. And so it was just kind
Mm.
of like, I realized that I made the decision and I left, but I learned a lot from like leaving. I didn't make a plan. I didn't make a plan for the healthcare. I didn't make a plan for, how am I going to cover for expenses in between. It's just, it was what it was. And unfortunately, I'm like, it was a hard lesson learned. And now it's just kind of like the thing that scares me every day. At no matter how much I want to like leave fast food in general, the thing that scares me is the fact that I'm not going to have, like, if I leave, I lose healthcare. And like for me, it's not that big a deal, but like for Becca, like I don't want to affect, like, what I make a decision, like it also affects Becca too. Like if I leave, like that's also someone else that I have to keep in mind of, right? I got to keep in mind of the cats, even. You know what I mean? Am I gonna
Wait,
be able to get food for them?
is she on
Yeah,
your
yeah,
health plan?
yeah. She is,
Oh man. So
and that's the thing, is like she was on my health plan at McDonald's, and I just kind of was like, it's not worth it anymore. And I told her up front, I was like, listen, we're gonna be without healthcare coverage for like 3-4 months, or until I can figure something out. Um, uh, because I can't do this at McDonald's anymore. I can't. And she agreed. Like it had gotten to the point where I was working from like 2 p.m. all the way until 7 o'clock the next morning, and then nothing. And I would get nothing. I'd be back at 2 o'clock the next day. No day off in between, nothing. I was
oh
working like long days like that, and then just kind of keep going over and over again, to the point where I was like burned out. Even if I had, like, I now was taking like weeks of vacation and stuff like that. And even after I had taken vacation, I was just kind of like, I'm still tired. I'm tired. I can still feel that part of me still being like tired because of that. And that way, and I've been almost at this new job for like 2 years now. And there are times where I'm just kind of like, oof, oof, I'm hella tired, but I know that I got to keep going, because I know that whatever I do, or whatever it is that I continue doing that's not at work, will help me kind of like move away from that kind of a situation. Or hopefully, I don't know, like the content creation is also a little bit of, as talented and as like, however many skills you can pick up, sometimes it just becomes about how lucky you are sometimes, unfortunately, because that's just how many content creators there are out there.
there are a ton, and it is, yeah, it's really hard to actually try and grow any platform because everyone in chat knows I'm a more than a streamer. I'm more an active viewer in a lot of streams. Yeah, I can. Well, one of the things you don't do during streaming is you're not supposed to look at the number of people in chat. But as a viewer, I see that, so I can tell who's growing, who's not growing, and it is just brutal sometimes when you really think about how much effort everyone puts in. Like Josh is check out his last VOD with his last charity stream. See the effort Josh put into his charities and all the prizes you could have got. Like and all the that takes so much effort and coordination. Even like this podcast today was a small thing, and that took effort on itself. But it doesn't. The payoff is so far away. Is how I describe streaming and content creating. Like you need essentially a side hustle or a full time side hustle to hold yourself over until you grow.
You really do. You really do. And you really do. It's just this, it's a lot. It's a whole lot, and a lot of it has to do with, um, a lot of it has to do with how well like you manage everything, like you plan. I'm not a planner. Like I'm learning how to like learn planning. Like I've never planned anything in my life. I was that kid in high school, I'm turning in papers last minute, I'm doing this, and I've like found out so much about myself trying to stream. And I've learned so many opportunities where like I have to grow, not only as like a streamer but as a person, in order to make sure that I'm like giving everyone the stream that they deserve, or the stream that I think that I would want to walk into. Because at the end of the day, it goes back to that basic principle where I'm like, I'm going to treat everyone how I want to be treated when I come into the stream. I want to treat everyone how, they should be treated in the first place. And that's how I treat it. That's how I do everything. That's how I go about everything. Like, even when I'm having those difficult days where I'm like, brain fog, brain everything, brain, like, it's not a good day, you know, I still keep going because I know that there are other people out there that can relate to those things, that can relate to those days where it's just like you get up and you're just like, it's hard to get up today. It's hard to get up to go into work. It's hard to do that. And because I can do that, it helps me become like a better manager. It helps me become like a better streamer almost because of that. And I've always kept that in mind because I like putting myself in other people's shoes and trying to experience like what they're experiencing and what feelings, what emotions or whatever that they're bringing to the table, and how I can, help them through their day, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just reminding them to, hey, you haven't taken a sip of water in a while. You really should. You haven't eaten in a while. You really should. You haven't done X, Y, or Z. You really should.
Hmm. Definitely. Sorry, as soon as you said water, I can grab my bottle of water. I was like, yep, I can't. I never. I'll be honest. Like when drinking water, I drink water occasionally, but I never realized how much you have to drink water until I started streaming, and I was like,
Yep.
wow, my throat is perched.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
talking, and I realize like my mouth is super dry. I do have one
And
question for you though,
yeah.
because this is something I never hear streamers talk about in their personal life, and it's of how you balance everything. Because the majority of streamers work full time, just like Josh. They stream, but outside of streaming, you have to worry about planning, content creating, especially if you do collabs, which is highly recommended by the way. If anybody here's a streamer, collabs is one of the best ways to grow. Out of all that, time is so valuable, and if you imagine doing all of that, working full time and streaming, you're gonna lose some time with your personal life in the sense of your friends, relationship. Like, I want to know how you balance that because you are very fortunate in the sense. I want to say fortunate, but in the sense of Becca knows what it's like on that side too. So you two are able to, I'm assuming, balance it out.
Well, I am like fortunate enough that Becca is able to understand. I can't say that I don't have like my own struggles with streaming. I know that I kind of like backed away a little bit from like I I backed away a little bit. I was spending a lot of time like in the Discord trying to build that. I was spending a lot of time, just playing Sky because I got really obsessed with it at the beginning of the year. And I really like um I really really had to like tell myself, listen, I do have to back away because I wasn't spending enough time like in the house. Like I wasn't spending enough time cleaning. I wasn't spending enough time doing chores. I wasn't spending enough time doing the other things that I needed to make sure that I was set for my space. And unfortunately, it became a really really hard lesson for me to learn that I'm like, you need to realize, like, listen, you got to take a break. Listen, you have to take this day off. Listen, you can't stray away from having a schedule. Um, and it was hard for me to understand that because on my days off, like days like today where like I had a day off today, I could have started at 8 o'clock this morning after I finished dropping me off Becca, and I could have gone until I had to go and pick her up. And if I didn't have to go and pick up Becca today, I could have just kept going. Like I could do 12-hour streams like nobody's business
Oh man, that
because I have the stamina and the focus to do it on my days off. Now, I realize it became trying to become aware of, okay, you can do 12 hours of streaming, but hear me out. If you took those same 12 hours and still be able to fit in, having to do the dishes or having to cook or having to take care of
Mhm.
yourself or having to do the reset tasks that you should be doing every single week, you could be more productive and it could be more successful if there's less. Because sometimes less is more. Less streaming hours, while you are less streaming and you got to spend less time with the community that you're growing. Well, it's completely awful to say and completely awful to hear sometimes, especially as a viewer. um you have to make sure that you're in a good mindset, right? There's a lot of like TikToks that I've watched, and I watch a lot of like coaches on TikTok where I just kind of like they're part of my feed. And a lot of and I started taking some of the things that they said to heart. I'm like, listen, how many times am I just streaming for 6 hours and then I don't do anything with the VOD? I don't make any TikToks. I don't make any other additional YouTube videos. Sometimes I just like go live just to go live and I have no plan. And not having a plan is the biggest thing that like I'm just really wanting to take a pause and do with my life, right? You have to plan those things out. Like you have to. There is no like, I'm gonna hit go live and we're just gonna go, because that's what I did when I first started and I struggled so much. There were so many days where I'm like, there's still like dishes in the sink. The cat litter still needed to get
Mm-hmm.
changed for days on end. There was still whatever, all this other tasks that needed to get done. And there's still days that I still struggle with those because I'm terrible at planning. But I decided on this. I have like so wholeheartedly, decided that I just need to do this. I need to do this because I know this can be better for me, but how can I do it and learn in such a way that will help benefit me and my life, not just, I'm just going to do this just for me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not the only one in the household. And Becca, it's the same way. Becca has other struggles when it comes to streaming. Becca struggles with the planning stuff as much as I do. And Becca's schedule is the opposite of mine. I get lucky. I get to do my stuff first thing when I still have energy in the morning. Becca has a whole freaking first day of like a whole full day
Kids.
of work and
All the
kids
kids.
and stuff, and then still manages to go live for like 3 hours at night. You know, like would she like to go longer? Heck yeah. Would she like to go shorter? Heck yeah. Or like to go longer and spend more time and play more video games? Heck yeah. But sometimes, dude, you just need to be like, listen, you gotta take care of yourself first, honestly. And without taking care of yourself, like how this is the way that I put it, and the way that the conversation that I have all the time, usually when I'm playing Sky and I'm doing my weekly eat-in run, is that if you're not taking care of yourself first and foremost, right? And it just goes out to all content creators in general, or it goes out to it goes out to all kinds of different people, even if you were just undertaking a different task. Listen, if you're not taking care of yourself by resetting your space, by drinking water, by eating, by taking meds, by planning out what your week is going to look like, you're doing a disservice to the other people that you're trying to help, the other people that you're trying to, involve in your life, because you're not giving them the best you that you could give them because of those things. And at the end of the day, there are times where like you can't do those things, and you have to be aware of those times where you're not able to do those things and be able to say, hey, time out, time out. It's going to be, we need to take a step back. We need to reset. We need to rethink what we're doing. And about being mindful of that, because there's a lot of times where like I catch myself doing that. Like I'm in a cycle right now currently where like I know I've been streaming a lot. I've been doing a lot of events back to back. Like I did a subathon, then I did a charity stream, and then I'm doing this. And later on this month, I'm still trying to struggle to plan like a mod thing, to like involve the mods in the channel. And I am in a space where I'm almost ready to be like, all right, I'm almost ready to take a break for like a week or a couple of days and kind of catch up with everything else that I've kind of just been leaning or leaving behind, so that I can present a better version of myself, a better version of the channel, a better version of what I'm trying to offer, right? I can't honestly genuinely go out here and say, hey, you need to take care of yourself, you need to drink water, you need to eat, you need to do all these other things, and then just not do that myself either, because that would just feel like it's not genuine anymore at that point for me anyways. I don't It's a complete tangent, but
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why Josh is such an awesome streamer right here. The passion he has. But I want to touch base on one thing you just said at the very end about taking a break. I think that's something a lot of streamers are afraid of. Because I think everyone knows who Ninja is. Ninja said, I forgot where he said it, but I'm not going to quote him exactly, but he says the day he took one break, one day of a break, he lost, I think it was either 5,000 or 6,000 followers. Just
of course.
from that, I was like, what? One day I'm not streaming. And then I didn't realize it until I even looked at my own channel. And I said, okay, I haven't made content for 2 weeks because I'm getting ready for a race. I'm reaching out to people for a podcast. And I see the subscribers count even drop too. I was like, really?
It depends on, it really does depend on, honestly, it's a at the end of the day, that's the other thing that you need to be aware of as a content creator, is it's a game of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It might have cost you like 2 subscribers or whatever, but those 2 subscribers is a certain percentage for a channel your size. You know, you take that same percentage, you apply it to someone as big as, you know, someone else that's bigger, you know, and it's going to be like, oh, of course, it makes sense. It just makes sense with numbers, right? It just makes sense. And if you don't let that get to you, you're fine. Take a break, take your break, but do it in the right way. That is all the advice that I've been given as a streamer, and that I've taken from other people. Because when you take a break and you take it in the right way, right? You say, hey guys, you know, we're getting ready to take a break for a while. I've got some things coming up in my personal life that I need to take care of. You know, here's where, you know, here's when we're going to start the break. Here's when it's going to end. Here's the stream that I'm going to be back. We're going to throw a big old party. We're going to throw a big old charity stream. We're going to throw a big old something after, like, as a return. That's when the breaks are good. That's when you can count on, you know, being able to, and I know sometimes life doesn't let you do that, but if you could take a break as a streamer and you do that, where you're like, this is the day I'm going on break, this is when I'm going to come back, that is the best possible way to be able to get outcome, to be able to get the outcome that you want. And at the end of the day, it just ends up becoming like, at the end of the day, like, you know, that break is necessary. At the end of the day, that break, you know, helps you become a better version of yourself, even because you're able to kind of turn everything off. You know, you're able to just kind of go back and refocus. And sometimes, you know, I've had this said to me sometimes where, like, it'll just be like, Josh, you're going like too fast, or you're talking too much, and you're not doing this, and you're not stopping. There is something to be said about like taking a pause and taking a moment to kind of like regather and refocus yourself. And if a streamer kind of takes that idea of, let me take a pause, let me take a break, let me, you know, take a step back and reanalyze, like, even better for you. It's a hard lesson learned, and it's definitely something that, like, I still need to work on myself, and it's not perfect, and it's not something that, you know, but that's the advice and the route that I would go for. You know, like, if, for example, if Truong was going to take a break for 2 weeks for work, and he's like, hey, Truong, you know, get out of my damn chat, go fucking take a nap or something. You know what I mean? Like, go take a nap, get out of my chat, go nap.
You
You're
would
on
do
a
that.
break.
You would do that.
Because that's what I would do, because you deserve the break. Like, you're streaming, you're working hard, you're doing this, and you're balancing 40 hours a week. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a whole lot. And at one point, it was really crazy because I was balancing work, going to school, content creating, and life, like
Wait,
work, like home life.
pause. You were going to school during this too?
When I first started streaming, yeah, I was.
What?
I was. And it wasn't until December that I was like, I had to have like my conversation with myself where I said, listen, um, you need to cut something out. And to me, I wasn't gonna cut out work because I need that. I loved content creating. I loved content creating. I loved school. Don't get me wrong. I loved going to school. I loved taking classes. But all of that, I needed something to drop. And I realized that school, it just wasn't it anymore. And I wish I had come to that realization sooner, is that, you know, there's so much push out there for you to be like, go to college, go do this, go do that. But in the United States, going to school, going to college means that you're putting money into a system where you might not necessarily get that return. Because there
So
are a lot of people out there that have degrees and who knows what, and are working in a fast food restaurant as a general manager. And I've seen
maybe
it.
I'm one of them. Well, not like, all right. So part of my job is to work with high school kids and get them ready for college. So I am actually in charge of getting them ready for college, and I've been doing a big push to tell them, unless you're going into honestly a career like being a doctor, nurse, engineering, something that actually requires years of studying. I say honestly, if you don't know, take a gap year. If not, look into a trade.
Take a gap year, go to trade school. Take a gap year to free focus, to see who you are as a human being and who you want to be. And uh, honestly, some people are more hands-on. I'm a hands-on person. It wasn't until I started doing hands-on things like content creation that I didn't decide all of a sudden. I I didn't ever see myself as a content creator. I didn't ever see myself as a Twitch streamer. I didn't ever see me. It just so happened that like during the pandemic, all of these events started happening, right? I played a game where freaking Tom Nook was telling me to pull out a dang loan to make me realize, listen, you don't need to pull any more school loans and pay them off because at the end of the day, Tom Nook is just going to give you a house, or they're, at least then you get a freaking house and not just a piece of paper that's going to sit there and you're not going to use.
I have a question for you, Josh. Do you know much about Tom Nook's backstory?
Nope, not at all. None.
No, so originally when I pitched this idea to Josh, I thought of Tom Nook because of one reason: who Tom Nook was in the past, not the current one that we know of. Because he was. So the way I was thinking of because one thing I want to do with the podcast was think of streamers and their AC counterparts, and why Tom Nook came up for me with Josh is because of who he was in the past, in the sense of his relationship with Sable, the oldest hedgehog in the Sable lore. They were actually really good friends, and he tried his best with business and making everything work, put a lot of pressure on him. I can see that on Josh. I don't know if I'm going to say this properly, but I can see you have a lot of weight on your shoulders, Josh, and the same thing happened with Tom when he went to the city. That's why Red, the fox that conned everybody, he
Yeah.
conned Tom actually. So Tom, he was a very happy-go-lucky guy until he got into caught into a quick uh get rich quick rich. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Get get rich
Get
quick
rich quick
scheme.
screen. That thing, yeah, with Red, and he lost his money. But despite his struggles, he still cared for Sable, just like how Josh cared for all the viewers. Like, with $0 in his pocket, he was still able to send Sable like some scissors. And if you look in the game today, the scissors on her desk are the same scissors that Tom Nook actually gave her. Just a little bit of lore for you. There's a I was actually blown away when I was actually learning about Tom. I was like, yo, this is so Josh in the beginning.
Listen, I'm not gonna get into no shady deals, all right? I've been into too many of those in my own personal life, and when it comes into streaming, I verify everything. I double check everything. Is this legit? Is this gonna work out for me? What other stuff have I heard from other content creators? If I know a content creator that's been involved with this, I'm like, how, what, when, where, why, and ask all of the questions because at the end of the day, like getting into content creation is something else also out there. My mind works in a weird way where like I like to analyze things, and that's something that I like to analyze. Is how can I improve myself as a streamer, but not just from like a numbers point of view, but like how can
Hmm.
I improve myself? Right? Because at the end of the day, when you walk into a stream, you're not there to look and see how many people are there, right? You're in there to see the streamer, right? And if the streamer, doesn't have the know-how to be able to like be like, all right, this is not good content that I'm putting out, or I need to improve this about myself. Like I'm working on every day. I'm working on something today. I said it out loud. I was like, today I'm working. I'm going to work. I'm focusing. I need to. I watched the VOD back. Listen, I watched the VOD back, and I was like looking over here, and I'm looking down, and I'm looking this way, and I'm looking that way. And I'm like, how much time do I spend just kind of like either like looking at the game or looking elsewhere besides where people are looking at me, which is at the camera. And even now I'm still struggling with it. And it's something that like I know that it's gonna be difficult for me, but I know that overall if I can get this down, it'll improve my quality. And I don't, who knows? I don't know. It's just kind of like it is what it is. Want to buy followers and memberships? Yeah, right, exactly. HP. I know. Yeah, those are all bots. Please don't click on the link.
Oh
Uh,
my god, dude, that's so sad. Those Please don't ever do that to anyone in chat that ever starts streaming. I've known a few streamers that did it. They got their accounts banned. Just
yeah, yeah,
just putting
because
that
they
out.
got involved with bots and stuff like that. It's just kind of like it's rough. It's rough out there, and it's just kind of like that analytical mind. It just I knew that about myself. I liked looking at things and being like, all right, what can I do? What can I do? And that's what engages me so much about being a content creator. It's like, what can I do? What can I do next? Like what can I do to improve the stream content? Play better music, play better audio. Do is this or that too loud? Is the mic quality not good? Who am I going to be collabing with that'll be a good thing for me? Who am I going to be collabing with that I will like enjoy, even if like Truong, like I play Sky. You play Animal Crossing all the time, and I thought it was smart for me to be like, listen, hey, Truong, we need to collab on an Animal Crossing thing because I know everything about Animal Crossing. No, 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 no. I thought about it because I'm like, all right, Truong is well known not just in Animal Crossing, he's known everywhere else too. Like as all of these streamers are going and exploring the variety and moving away from like Animal Crossing, like Truong still has all the connections to be able to like have all this. So it was a smart move for me to do this because I enjoy Truong. I enjoy Truong's content. I enjoy what Truong brings to the table as a content creator. And I knew that because I watched Truong. I did my research. That's what you do when
Aw.
you're doing stuff. And that's what you do. It's just what it is. Sky 6 times. Yeah, I'm gonna say sky, 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 sky. So Truong, here we go. I've said it
Oh
like
God.
about 15 times now.
Here it comes.
Listen, here it comes. Are you ready? Listen, listen, Truong. When are you gonna play Sky with me? Okay, like when, like me and you download the game. It's free to play. Like, are you like,
I'm
are
willing
you
to do a compromise. I'm
what are
willing
you
to do a
scared
compromise.
of? Like, I don't.
So, not. I'm gonna go right back to this topic in a second. But what I plan to do after the lost race is do a DA race, just for you and your community. I'm gonna make half of the island sky based.
All
I
right.
so
That
here's my issue with Sky. Just to
okay.
clear up the air to
Okay.
everybody. When I'm watching Josh, I'm watching him during work. Meaning, he could be in the middle of a conversation. Oh, gotta hit the mute button real fast because the boss is coming. Oh, got a meeting. So I don't get the full picture of Sky. All I know is it's a whole bunch of moth people flying
Got it.
around,
So
and you hold hands.
so basically do a Sky stream when Truong is not at work. Got it. That's what I have to do. Got it. I'll keep that in mind. No worries. I got you. Listen, Truong, you can feel free to pop on one of the videos of my
So,
moth adventures of me going live, and it'll be just like watching a stream. It'll be fine.
well, all right. Here's the other side of being a viewer, active viewer, in so many streams. I don't
There's
know
not
about.
time.
I
There's
have
not enough time.
Yeah, there's not enough time, but I also have FOMO, fear of missing out on a lot of stuff. So, let's say for example, right now at 7 p.m. today, I already know 4 streamers that are streaming right now that I'm missing. So normally, if this wasn't going on well, what would happen is I would actually have 4 streams off at the same time, and I would actually switch between the streams every 5-6 minutes, and I would try to keep up with each one
I
just to
can't do
keep.
that. Truong, listen. Hey, listen. This is another part of managing your time, okay? You need to pick your one or two streamers because only two of your views count anyways. And you need to be like, I'm going to genuinely this week focus on building a connection with this person. I feel like you do a really good job of doing that anyways, even if you're doing 4 people at a time. But come on, man, give yourself a break.
But okay, so for the first point, I actually have different YouTube and Twitch accounts that watch each streamer. So I
Okay.
don't comment on those accounts, but at
Okay.
least their count is a view. So that way I know you
Okay.
have something for
Okay.
analytics.
Okay. Okay.
But but it's so because here's the thing. I don't know who watches VOD because it's so time consuming. Because
Oh man.
anytime there's a VOD up I want to watch, it's like I could watch this VOD, but there's someone
Yep.
live right
Right.
now.
Yep. I get it. 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 And and that's the thing about Twitch, right? That's the appeal, right? You want to catch people live. Like even Twitch has just admitted to themselves. Like there's a function that Twitch has now stopped using where like streamers could actually go out and rebroadcast one of their old VODs and put it out as a new stream. But there would be missing that live interaction, right?
Right.
That's what people go over to Twitch for that live interaction. Now, this is the reason why I decided, as a content creator, I'm like, all right, I need to start creating stuff over on YouTube. And I need to do that because there are going to be those people that aren't just involved with Twitch and are obsessed with a bunch of lives. There are going to be those people that are like, yeah, I'm going to put a video on while I'm cleaning or while I'm playing and just kind of just check them out, kind of lurk or whatever. And it's important to be able to have that if I want my community to grow. Like at the end of the day, even if Twitch is taking those directions to be able to get discoverability better, if I put out videos like that on YouTube or whatever, and someone discovers me by watching like, the live that I had last week about like moth adventures or whatever, where I'm showing where the spirits are and I'm showing where the wing lights are, like, and be able to showcase a little bit of what like being live is. Maybe next time I'm live on Twitch, they'll be able to check it out. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna want a little bit of that. I don't know. That's just me. That's just my thought process with it, and that's why I decided to do that. And so like I thank you, everyone that decided to, decide to help me get over 100 today. Like I genuinely thank you, because now, welcome to the pen community. Welcome in. Like I appreciate you. And I say that all the time.
For anyone that just stopped on in, links in the description to Josh's YouTube and Twitch channel. Used to stream Animal Crossing, still does a little bit, but predominantly does this game called Sky that I'm trying to figure out. I do have one question about Sky because this is one thing I never understood. What are candles?
Can Okay. So candles are the in-game currency, okay? So you know how, Fortnite has the coins or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of those games, okay? So it is a free-to-play game, but there are currency in game that you can gain by just kind of playing through the game. Every time you light a candle, it's another piece to like a bigger candle, enable in order to be able to buy cosmetics. Those candles lead you to different other items like hearts, and those hearts you're able to like expand friendships with other people, where like you can hold hands and hug. And I just thought it was a really neat way. Like I knew from the get-go that I wanted to be a community streamer. I wanted to play with people all the time, because playing a game by myself, while like, yeah, there is a game that can keep my attention for a very, very long time, yeah, sure, but playing a game with somebody else, like, and especially like a game like Sky, where like, hey, if I play with you for a while and we're getting candles together, and I offer you some of my candles, and now we get to hug and now we get to hold hands, like it's just the best experience that I've had like with a game, right? Like it's the equivalent of going over to like somebody's Animal Crossing island and visiting their island, and they're just kind of, and you guys decide to play like hide and seek, or you go over to your Animal Crossing island, you all decide to take on this maze together, or you go over to the island, and that's what Sky has, except with the having to go over to somebody else's island. Like I can just be like, somebody in chat wants to come over and be like, hey, I need help with this, or I need help with that. I can be like, oh yeah, sure, come on over, or feel free to add me, because that's the part of Animal Crossing that I wanted. If I wanted to stick with Animal Crossing and I wanted to be that, the only thing that I would do, honestly, and I'm going to be genuine here, I would probably just be visiting islands every single time, or doing villager hunts with villager hunt bingo. That's it. Because I can't on stream. I can play those games, but I tried it for the last 24-hour stream that I had. I was playing Until Dawn, and I was like, oh God, I can't. This is supposed to be scary, but damn, there's nothing. It was doing. I mean, mind you, I've watched the Until Dawn playthrough like a whole bunch of times before or whatever, but like it was, oh Lord, it was doing absolutely. I was like, this. I'm
Remind,
bored.
remind me again, what's
I'm,
Until Dawn?
Until Dawn is a spooky game that Becca plays all the time, and I said I would play it, but I don't honestly, genuinely, I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it, because I'm like, I can't sit through it. I've watched the game too. I've watched Becca play the game too many times. There's like not really too many spoilers for me, but I mean, there's still parts of the game that I haven't seen or whatever and what have you. But still, it's just kind of like, ugh. But like those kind of game, that kind of game where it's like story based and you're playing by yourself. I will play a newer game like that, but necessarily like a game that I've watched before, or a game that where like a game where I've have some experience in, I'm gonna have trouble. Like I had trouble playing Breath of the Wild on stream. I had trouble playing Sword and Shield on stream. I had trouble playing, and it wasn't until I found Sky where like I had that chat interaction. And it wasn't until I started doing Stream Raiders where I had that chat interaction that I finally was like, I'm really enjoying myself. And I want everyone else to also enjoy themselves and have a great time and come hold hands with me and hug me. True on. Just saying.
Okay, I was actually there for your very first Sky stream where you downloaded. We are trying to figure out the difference between mobile and Switch, and I actually did
Mhm.
download Sky on I think mobile, and I
I
couldn't.
told you.
I couldn't.
I told you. I told you he had it downloaded, y'all. I said, yeah, Truong's got this game downloaded. He's gonna play.
On mobile.
Yeah, on mobile. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna send you a friend request on mobile. You better accept that.
But
I
I
knew it.
deleted it because I kept getting confused with the game on mobile.
No, Truong. Listen, I have so many people coming over into my chat, and they're like, "How do I play this game? What do you do in this game? What is this?" And I'm like, Truong, listen. We need to do a special Truong collab stream. We need to work this out. I need to work this out, y'all.
I
And it's
know
just
there are
gonna be
stars. I know
it's
there are
just gonna
stars to the game.
it's just gonna be Josh, Truong playing Sky together.
Oh
And then you
god.
get to meet a whole bunch of friends. Yeah, it's gonna be great. And look, I'll even let you download it on Switch. It'll be easy. It'll be easy. You got this. You completely got it. I know mobile games aren't for everybody. I know mobile games aren't for everyone. But you play Switch a lot because you play Animal Crossing. You totally can. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You could hug chat. You could play. You could hug chat. Um,
I would play
but
that game if there's VR. If that game was in VR, oh my
it's
god.
not in VR. No,
I
it
would
is not in VR. It would be everything. It would. You're right. There's
wait,
mazes. Yeah, there is mazes. You
what do
could
you mean
get
there's
ideas for your
mazes?
mazes. There's
Wait,
mazes in the game.
wait, elaborate. Hold on, I'll put the focus back on you.
Okay, so in the game, there is a season, and it was one of the first seasons that Sky had, where it added in a section of the game where you're able to actually go through without the ability to fly. So all you can do is jump, move forward, and you can still hold hands with your friends and go in together. But there are four, and they're called the trials, and there are four different ones. There's fire, there's earth, and there's a wind, and there's water. I said that weird, but
Okay.
each one of those has its own component that kind of adds a little bit of a puzzle. At its heart, Sky is a puzzle game. You have to do different things to be able to figure it out, and that's the thing. That's the other thing that's really, really engaging. What kind of like things can I interact with in the game that'll help me get further in along with the puzzle? What's going to give me more parts of the story? And I, to this day, even though I've been playing it for 6 months, and I have let me see. Let me tell you
Oh boy.
specifically. Let me tell you specifically. Since I started playing it back in January, I've been playing this game for about 6 months now. I have I have 985 hours of Sky that I play.
Oh my
That
god.
I 985 hours. That is the amount, almost the amount of time that people like have built an Animal Crossing island for.
Yeah.
Like that is so for people who really, really love like puzzles, it is a good game. There are puzzles in the game that you're like, oh, what can I do to figure it out? Like there are, so like if you're a puzzle gamer, it is a little bit of a puzzle, but it also has a really great story. And it has a great story strung in the best way. It it doesn't tell you it. You have to experience it. There are hardly any words in the game. There's no like dialogue or nothing. It's just the music, what you're playing, and the scenes that the game presents you. And
So the only thing I've done in Sky was log in, and I think I got confused at the very first door. I think that's where I just looked into Sky and said, "Oh, okay." And then I tried adding you guys, and I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, "All right, I'll just watch the stream. I'll
you're
delete
just
the
like,
app."
I'm just gonna watch the stream and delete the app. You could have asked me. I would have been like, hell yeah, let me add Truong right now. Let me figure this out with you. I would have been down to be like, I would have been down to be like, yeah, Truong. I know I just started playing this game, but if I could play with you, hell yeah, come on.
Well, all right. Here's the other side of that story. When this happened, I was at
Mhm.
work just like any other day you're streaming. So
Oh,
I was like, I didn't
okay.
want. I wasn't sure what happened with the connection if we were playing
Situation.
and then something happened. I was like, oh, I gotta close the app. I wouldn't know what would happen in the game itself. Would it crash? Because Animal Crossing is so blah with the
Yeah,
connections. I
yeah.
wasn't sure if Sky was the same thing.
There are server splits because there can only be 8 people playing, and that's another challenge of the game. But that's that just happens. You're able to just go back and re-teleport over it, but there's not enough. So you re-teleport over, but there's that instant gratification where you go home, go back really quick. It's really quick. There's no like big loading screen like there is on Animal Crossing. Like that's the other thing that I enjoyed about it. I'm like, if I disconnect from somebody's island, there's a chance that my account can get blocked, or X, Y, or Z. But if I go over to somebody's island, get disconnected, and now I have to wait through more, and I have to go back, I have to wait through more
Yeah.
loading screens. Yeah, no, it ain't it. I won't go back. That's pretty much how it's gonna go. And it was something that I just didn't, that I don't find in Sky. Like even though that there's 8 people that you can, just kind of, even though there's just 8 people, it's nice because you can just instantly switch them out. At any point I can be like, hey, I need to make room for this new person that wants to play with me. Can somebody like dip out really quick, and then I'll make friends, this and that, whatnot, and you guys get to meet them too, and get to meet more players. I don't know. That's just okay. That was our Sky segment. That's it. That's all I got.
Well, one more thing about Sky.
Okay.
I'm sure this happened on stream before Sky, but Sky was when I really saw like you show your emotional side, and I just love that because that I think this is something I told you in the past, like in a private conversation. I can't do that because the way I was raised is like, oh man, but I admire that you're able to just show like how you're feeling.
I'm able to do that because I have such a high capacity for. I'm a very, very empathetic person, and we were talking about this on stream. It's like where I can empathize with a lot of people, and I can empathize with the people that are near me. So when I was playing a game where there was no words, and the music swells up, and there was something happening to the point where I was just kind of like, whatever. I was like, I cannot hold myself together right now. So I had one or two choices. I'm gonna end stream and say, sorry guys, I can't keep going, or I'm just gonna like deal with it and accept that part of myself that's emotional and that has to deal with like these things on a daily basis. And it's been so eye-opening for myself. Like this is the thing about streaming that like you learn a lot about yourself, is that I am emotional. I'm an emotional person. I can't hide that about myself. I know that is a fact. It's proven. I cried on stream. I tear. I get angry. I do all these things. I do it on stream, and it's all genuine because I cannot I cannot um not show that part of me. That is just not so genuine, and I would hate to see. There's so many times that I see a lot of streamers where they're just like they get into like the teensiest bit of emotion, and they're just like, I can't.
Mm.
Besides the scaring part where people were like, whatever, I was like, I just don't. Why would you hide that? It's a human. Why would you hide that? As a streamer, it's a human experience, right? Mind you, there might also be those other people in your chat and in your stream where they're also highly emotional. They could also see the same things you are, and what a great way to connect with someone when you know that you've just been through something, and you both felt the same thing about it, whether that's sad, that's happy, that's angry, that's whatever. You like accept those feelings, because if you accept those feelings, you're able to kind of like move past them. Even I noticed that every single time where I had a stream that I was really, really emotional because something was happening in the game, and I was just like, I can't handle this, and I just accepted it. I said, it is me. I'm so sorry that I'm crying. I apologize that I didn't mean to make. This is not what I had planned, but this game just kind of just took it, and it still does. There are still like scenes and stuff that they add on to the game where I'm just like, no, no, where I'm just a complete wreck. And so I said, this is my brand. This is me. This is who I want to be and who I want to like present like on there. I want to be that person. I want to do the thing. That's why I enjoy content creating. That's why I enjoy doing all of that. That's why I enjoy having faith that the next person that I add on in Sky is also going to listen to, making sure that they hop out if somebody else wants to hop in, or whatever, what have you, whatever. This is the journey that I'm on, and I've accepted that. And I want to grow from that. And I want to continue doing all that. And it's the same thing with my life and being a manager, and being able to balance all those things. I'm learning so much about myself because I decided to do content creation. I know that I don't. I know that I am not a poor planner. I don't, do things well like somebody else would expect, like a streamer would do. But I'm not going to stop myself from learning. I'm not going to stop myself from like improving every single day, whether that's, today it might just be making sure that I'm looking at the camera a little bit more so that when I'm recording content, it seems, like I'm having a conversation. But tomorrow it might be something like learning how to make a graphic better, learning how to do something simple like, put the new fancy command in chat or add in a new bot, or it's just who I've like come to realize and like know about myself. And that's the biggest thing about streaming, is that if you're going to go into it and you're just going to just not realize that you're going to find out things about yourself that you necessarily didn't know before, you're really going to know now. And I didn't know, like I knew all those things before, but it wasn't like one of those things where it's just like, aha, I'm a highly emotional person, and if I work myself through it, I will feel better. And it's just kind of like, I don't know if you've had any of those experiences yourself, Jerome, where like you're
Oh,
streaming and you're creating, even if like you're creating a maze where you're just like, yes, I want to, this maze is awesome, I want to do this. Like
I was
that's
so into your speech just now. I completely forgot I was just streaming. I was just sitting there like, keep talking. Yes. I completely forgot I was streaming. I was like, oh my god, yes, Josh. Oh my god, this is honestly one of the best reasons why I love Josh. And also, just for those that are in chat right now, Josh is gonna be taking part in my next race. Him and Becca with one person that's most likely will be happening. I cannot wait to see you three work together, honestly. Because Becca have done this before. You have not, though. I think.
what the lost. No, I haven't done the lost race. I did your dream address, but I was really angry about that. But if I was playing with Becca, I think she might be able to like cool me down a little bit.
and and Josh doesn't know this just yet, but I will be inviting Josh and Becca on as commentators for a few races.
Oh, let's go. Nice.
Oh,
That'll be really cool. I think that'll be really cool.
and thank you for everyone talking in chat. By the way, I've been reading the messages, but I've just honestly been entranced by listening to Josh. I was like, wow, I could just listen to Josh all day. Josh, you can just have your own single podcast. Words from Josh.
No, I can't. I can barely get words on paper. If I started doing stuff with a podcast, I wouldn't have enough time. I wouldn't have enough time. But I just want to say thank you to everyone out there, for joining, and saying hello and saying all your comments and stuff like that. So um I don't know.
Thank
Does
you.
anybody in chat have any questions? Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any?
HP. Shh. That might be happening. We don't know yet. Shh.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know yet. I don't know.
It's a,
I don't know how Aki is with their computer or not. I'm not sure if that's, I don't know if that's something that will affect the race or anything. So we don't know quite yet. So we can't confirm.
I can tell you who is confirmed, and it'll just be all of us to know. There is. Uh oh. Hold on. On the
Oh
wrong
no.
phone.
Wait, what? What are you doing?
Hold on. Here's the issue. My VTuber's on my phone, so the phone is actually the one that scans my face. So when I open up,
Oh,
so when I,
I always have wondered how you do the VTuber, and I've been watching all of this stuff like that. Uh, I've been watching all of this stuff where like I've been watching all of this stuff. I've been watching all this stuff. Remember to count 22 times mentioning this guy now. I love you. Bye. Bye, Angelica. Have a good one. Oh my god. That
do you ever want to try VTubing? I could show you real easily. You could be Inky. Oh my god, if you can get a
no,
VTuber Inky,
god, no.
no, listen, Fiverr. You can get a custom Inky model for I want to say $20, and then you get someone to rig it for $10,
I'm gonna
$30,
I'm
and
gonna
you get
send
an
you.
Inky model.
I'm going to send you Becca's way because Becca is just. Becca has been trying to see if she can't figure something out. There are times where like she feels terrible about having no cam, but like some to each their own, like each streamer, like everybody has like their own ways to spin on it or whatever. And sometimes no cam and cam versus no cam, mic versus no mic, it's just those are all choices that you make as a creator.
Honestly,
And
I don't think
VTubing is also a choice as well too.
I don't
So
think cam or even VTubing is necessary. I think it's more if there's anything crucial at all, it's just audio. As long as
yep.
you have good audio, because I know a lot of viewers. If anybody in chat agrees with me at this one, do you sometimes just listen to the streamer and not watch? Like I could. There's sometimes I'm just driving and I'm using you guys as a podcast. It's like, oh, I know exactly what Josh is doing right now, even though I don't see the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do it all the time. When driving back from work, I'll be lurking on a couple streamers, or I'll listen to Becca's. And so it's just kind of like the mods may have had ideas, even if you had no ideas. Oh my god, there are a lot. Yeah, so just the game is also good. Yeah, some of the games are pretty good. Some of the games, if they're really good games, you're able to, just play a game and just vibe. You know what I mean? I don't know. I
And
just don't know how I don't know how it would be the same if I decided, I'm going to play the game, and then just not. I know I'm gonna play the game, get emotional, and then not share that. Like I don't know how I would have done that if I didn't have my camera on. I really don't.
oh, there's buttons you can put. Like, look, this is me sad.
Oh, Churong, please.
There, there's so many. There's like so many different things you can do to just like get
Yeah, yeah,
emotions
yeah.
out of your VTuber. You just gotta remember to hit the Elgato buttons.
Churong, is your VTuber doing an uwu right now?
I actually don't know what this is. This is
What is this?
you know that emoji with the teeth with like the
Yeah.
yeah, that's supposed to be this. That yeah. There's so many different and it's just like really weird combinations. I can make myself look
Oh,
like a dog
okay.
and stuff. But you know
Oh
what you
God,
could use,
please,
Josh?
Churong, please stop.
You know what you could use is an Inky
What?
that just runs around your screen. Just like a mod file that's like 10 minutes long of different
Yeah.
things. Iggy sitting on the thing, chatting, poking at your head.
Hey,
Because I think
just
that's like
running
your
back and
next.
forth on my camera, just being like, "Yo, listen."
Yeah. I know you got the computer to handle that. I can see that
I,
thing from behind you. That computer can
I
handle anything.
No, we cannot. The graphics card is shite, and the motherboard needs changing because I upgraded the processor and it doesn't like it. But that's fine. It's for another day.
Fundraiser stream for Josh's new computer, everybody.
No, no,
To
please do not, do not. Do not. And if I do, I swear I will buy Becca a computer before I buy myself a computer. I'm just letting you know that.
I need to do one of those. I haven't done one in a while. But oh man, I lost my train of thought. There was something I was going to say before we ended. Shoot. Ah, I'm getting too old. You ever just blank out on what you're about to say?
Yeah, all the time. We will take. Truong is confirming teams right now. Is that what you were working on?
Oh yeah, the teams. Let
Mm-hmm.
me freeze my VTuber. So there is. I'm not sure if anybody. No, these three are predominantly YouTube streamers. There's Peyton's Corner, Jelly Crossing, and Sienna. I'm not sure if you
Okay.
guys know them. Um, I'm trying to do is I gotta reach out to Kang because I'm trying to get Kang with Team Crunchy and Wobo. I haven't talked to them just yet, but I know Crunchy and Wobo are always up for a game. And then we have EJ, Console Kato, and K has been confirmed. K Daisy, EJ plays, Console Kato. I think most of you know Mr. Purple Broccoli.
Oh,
Uh,
Mr. Purple Broccoli.
so I got Aaron. Him and I are trying to figure out who's gonna be on his team because one of the things I love about making mazes is I get to talk to a lot of people, but at the same time, that's the bad side of it. I also know not everyone sings Kumbaya. No, not everyone gets along, so it's just making sure that everyone that I put on teams actually like each other.
God, yeah. It would be fun to have a round where you don't have like people that like each other and see how they get
Oh my
along.
god.
It would just be fun, just for the drama,
Yeah. Oh, and I know these three. You know, everyone should know here: Bree, Chapter Charms, and Haley Cat will be on one team.
Of course.
And then there's Blaine, Nintentalk, and Abdallah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'm because after the stream ends, I wanted to talk to Josh for so I can get his ideas with organization from his managerial skills of how to get
I
this set up.
I have managerial skills. Oh Lord, oh no, I'm gonna make Tron's schedule for him.
Well, I mean, we can do it. We can do it on stream. You guys want to see the the what you call it, the behind the scenes stuff?
Not the behind the scenes. Oh Lord, Jerome, please.
because because this is my part of my job is to schedule a lot of stuff. So this falls into my forte. But doing this online component is just crazy because it's gonna be bracket format. So like Josh's team versus Crunchy's team, right? Whoever wins will then face off against the match between, let's say, Abdallah's team and Bree's team. So it's gonna be bracket format. So it's a matter of trying to get everyone's schedule to
Yeah,
work, which is
yeah,
gonna be the hardest part.
I
So
get it.
I was leaning between either Google Docs and getting all 8 times 3. That's 24 people's availability, and seeing what works on what day.
Of course, that would be that would you have to be able to see the bigger picture first before you actually end up scheduling anything like that for sure, because that would just end up being the first step. I would agree to that. I would agree to
Oh,
you,
solved.
doing that. Yeah, I would agree to you doing that, honestly. So
So
do it.
before
Just do that, and then you can just kind of keep going from there.
before we end, genuine question: do you want a VTuber? I can hook you up.
Why are you trying to hook me up with a VTuber? What am I gonna do with a VTuber? I use my camera every single day. I went and bought an Elgato face cam because I knew that it was a good quality camera and I knew that it was gonna stream well, and it's all good. It's all
you,
good. That's it.
you have a mini Inky somewhere on your screen, just parked somewhere, and it's just mimicking you.
I can't even stream in 1080p. I found out today. My PC can't handle it. The encoder was overloaded so bad earlier today, and I was like,
Oh my
I
god,
wish,
really?
I wish, I wish I could stream in 1080p, but I can't. So 720 it is. It's still good, but still, I just,
Ew.
but it's all good. It's all good. It's just things that you find out along the way. Stream started skipping. I was like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? Of course, encoder, but it's fine.
Oh,
It is what it is. It's
so
just a
ladies,
matter, like I said, yeah. It's just the tech issues you have to like kind of figure out as well too as you're streaming. So,
but
but
ladies and gentlemen, Josh, thank you so much. I want you, if time allows, with our scheduling and everything, I would love to have Josh join me in future podcasts with other streamers, help you grow your brand too.
of course, I'd love to get to meet and know everybody too. It's especially like from the Animal Crossing side. Like it would be very, very nice. And if worst comes to worst, you could always just bring in a Becca. You know,
Get the with the book family, with the pen
get
family,
the it's
just
with a household. Okay, listen, we're
with the
growing that
house.
brand slowly. It's called With a Household. I'm letting you know right now. With a household,
I'm
you'll
assuming you
get a
got with. I'm assuming you got with the from Becca, right? Is that how you got
yeah.
your name with the? Okay.
So I was like, there's the easiest way to let everyone know that at first it was not even like I'm gonna start streaming thing. I changed my name because I was like I was tired of being like, oh yeah, people finding out that we're married. Or that that was my partner, that Becca was my partner. And it always shook people. So I was like, all right, what's the best way? And so I was like, all right, I'm a writer, cool, great, that takes care of that. With okay, I can take that. Okay, all right, Josh with the pen, boom, done. It was. Would that make me HB with the 709? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. It was nice to meet you today.
Well,
And
thank
thanks
you,
for anybody else
everyone,
that popped in.
and I hope everyone enjoyed the starting soon screen. That was a lot of work,
It's starting
made for,
soon. Screen trunk. It's so cursed.
courtesy
What's
of Motion Daniel.
what's the ending one like? That's
I
you have an
haven't got
ending
to.
one.
I don't even have an ending screen anymore on my OBS.
Trunk.
So here's what
What
happened.
did?
I streamed on Twitch, right, originally
Okay.
with OBS. I didn't know about profiles being a thing to switch between the things, so I was like, shoot, I have to download something else. So I regrettably downloaded Streamlabs Element or Streamlabs,
Oh,
and I was like, okay, I'll do YouTube on that. Use my OBS for Twitch, and then I found out you can make profiles. I was like, oh sweet, I'll just delete Streamlabs. And then when I made a new profile, I didn't realize I have to redo everything. So
yeah.
on my screen now, it's just the starting soon screen and our 4 hot tub scenes.
That's fine. It's fine. It works, I guess, for now. So
The difference
It,
between a pro and a new person right here, everybody.
I, you're not that new. You've been creating longer than I have.
Yeah, but you actually are consistent. If you want consistent content, Joshua with the pen, everyone. YouTube on Fridays, I believe, and Twitch just about every morning on a work
Monday
day.
through Thursday. Yep. Thank you, Truong. I appreciate you. And no, you. I appreciate you.
And any VOD watchers, link in the description for Josh. And make
Thank
a dono.
you.
Rumor has it, if you donate $5,000, Josh will play Sky with you privately.
What?
Ciao. Ending stream.
What rumors are you starting?